Morning. This is Monty Henry. Doing my morning chores. It's a very nice day today, you guys, out here in Camarillo, California. Another day in paradise, as we like to call it. We're going to get a little bit of sun today, I think. Hopefully we'll get maybe 75, almost 80, I think. But nonetheless, very beautiful day. I'm going to finish up my chores and take a nap. I worked out like an insane person. I think from like 2 o'clock to 7, almost 8 or something, yesterday at the gym. That includes my sauna time. I spent about 20 minutes in the sauna and about 10, 15 minutes doing my warm-up and cool-down stretches. I like to cool down with yoga stretches whenever I work out at the gym. I suggest you guys do the same. Anyway, I survived that workout yesterday, so today is my day off, where I do nothing but relax and take it easy after I do my chores and such, record podcasts or whatever. Anyway, while it's down, just give me a call or shoot me an email or use instant messaging or text message or whatever other means. There's like 900 different other means that you can reach me. Anyway, so how you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing great. Don't get too preoccupied with just going back and forth to work. There's a whole world of travel and adventure issues that are going on that affect your daily lives, and you may want to keep abreast of as much as possible of what's going on. I'm going to cover some things today which will highlight the significance associated with keeping abreast of current issues and different things that are working against actually what we're all trying to accomplish on a daily basis. My name is Monty Henry, owner of DPO Surveillance Equipment. I run a full-service surveillance and security equipment company. We have lifetime guarantees and warranties in all the products. And it's 24/7, 365 tech sales and customer support. We have the largest inventory of items that not only can you buy, but you can rent and lay away as well. And we have a a monstrous video library, articles directory, podcasts, articles, blogs. All of these are in the media center on the website. When you go there, take a look around, poke around, a lot of educational information. Every day I'm posting something, either under cybersecurity or under economics and finance, or under, economics and finance and health and fitness, miscellaneous, of course, surveillance and counter-surveillance, anti-terrorism, something. There's always something I'm posting on there. And a lot of these articles, believe it or not, are very practical. For instance, how to back up your information from Facebook and some of the social media sites, how to download it and back it up. I'm going to publish some information on how to get your personal data from Apple, store it yourself and back it up and get it and take control of that information as well. All sorts of things we're going to cover. The latest issue with Facebook, in terms of them compromising our passwords and usernames. I posted information on how to find out whether or not your account is compromised or not. Check your emails, check your usernames on social media sites, see which accounts are redundant, delete redundant accounts or accounts that are not used, they're no longer active. I publish information on my website how to take care of those things. So there's a lot of practical information on there, you guys. That's all free. Go there, take advantage of it. And by the way, in the shopping cart, you can spend Bitcoin and cash and cryptocurrencies on our state-of-the-art law enforcement grade 24-hour protected products. The tech support, the sales support, and the customer service is around the clock for our products. Not everyone else's, but our products. Use some of your Bitcoin cryptocurrency wealth and purchase your favorite spy gadgets. Something I know you guys like cool spy gadgets. Those of you who are like me with like cool gadgets and toys to play with. Early adopters and such, where you'll have a great time. What else? Oh yeah, the shopping cart, the website itself is completely optimized for mobile, and I think it's a well-designed website. Spent thousands of dollars on with a developer from outside the United States, and he did a great job, according to what people say, what people tell me, customers and other people visiting the site. So go and check it out. Oh yeah, we don't need to be involved with MasterCard and Visa and American Express. Those idiots, those cocksuckers, they will literally rip you off. Who would think that the MasterCards and the Visas and the Discovers and the Citibanks and the HSBCs and the UBSs of the world would be the major crooks that quite frequently, and the JP Morgan Chase and all those companies, they point the finger at Bitcoiners and cryptocurrency people, and they say those guys are promoting something that aids and abets criminal activity and illicit funds transfers and money laundering, right? But then you find out that the amount of money that flows through the traditional system is exponentially different than what could ever flow through the crypto space. We don't even have the capacity, you guys, to launder or promote the illicit funds transfers back and forth in the crypto space as they do in the traditional finance industry. One company, Danske Bank, by themselves, they assisted the Russians in laundering $260 billion through one of their smaller banks in Estonia. That deal alone was worth $260 billion. So we don't even know how many other transfers went through those smaller European banks, Eastern European banks. JP Morgan Chase alone settled charges of LIBOR rigging, mortgage rate scandal, robo-signing. One of their latest settlements was $13 billion. There's no way possible right now that you're going to operate on that type of criminal activity scale in the cryptocurrency space. It ain't going to happen, okay? So, anyway, know who your enemy is. Know who's feeding you bullshit versus who's actually trying to provide something transparent, peer-to-peer, decentralized, something that doesn't charge you fees and make you fill out know your customer paperwork, fingerprints, social security number, and all of these things go into their databases, which get hacked every week. There's someone compromising a bank's database, a government agency's database, a private company's database that are supposedly requiring these same companies and government organizations. They require that we submit information to them, like the IRS, and they know full well that they don't have enough manpower or the incentive or the will to protect that information, and that's why we keep hearing about the hacks. Offers personnel management, a couple of 100 million people or something. The fingerprints and everything were compromised and stolen, and now the crooks can use biometrics, can use your biometrics to do whatever they want to do, because those idiots and the government and corporate America lead us to believe that they're looking out for our best interests, right? What a joke. Moving right along. What is today's article about? Okay, you have to be retarded to believe in the traditional fiat system. Today's article is all about the New York Attorney General's probe into fake FCC comments deepens. Again, the New York Attorney General's probe into fake FCC comments deepens. Let me preface this real fast. This is basically a follow-up article to many articles that are being published right now regarding the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. A lot of times when they want to pass legislation pertaining to, you name it, it may be net neutrality, it might be information, I don't know, stored on phones, is it protected or not protected, or how we could use communication devices. Who knows what it is? But the FCC has a wide purview of authority to influence and help draft legislation on a number of different issues. And believe it or not, a lot of times when they shape their opinion, it's based upon comments that are submitted to their website. And as the article points out, a lot of that shit is garbage, made up, purchased comments and purchased, just basically purchased from, the comments are basically contrived and made up, and they're purchased from third-party consulting companies, contractors and subcontractors and subcontractors, whose job is to come up with bogus people to be pro or con some certain issue. Let's read the article and see some examples. Advocacy groups subpoenaed over comments posted to FCC from people who deny they made them. The New York Attorney General's office has subpoenaed more than a dozen advocacy groups, lobbying firms, and consultants as part of an investigation of fake comments filed with the Federal Communications Commission over its proposal to scale back its regulation of the Internet. The civil subpoenas are aimed at determining who was behind millions of comments sent using the names of real people who didn't authorize them, according to a person familiar with the investigation. New York Attorney General Barbara Underwood said in a statement that her office found up to 9.5 million comments that appeared to have been filed using the names and addresses of real people who had no idea they were being cited in the comments. And an investigation by the Wall Street Journal last year found thousands of people who said their names were used without permission to post their comments about FCC rules. The Attorney General's year-long investigation targeting fake comments filed on both sides of the issue. Among the entities subpoenaed are Broadband America, a group backed by AT&T Inc., other internet service providers who sought the repeal of the Obama-era internet rules known as net neutrality, as well as consumer groups that supported the Obama rules, such as Fight for the Future and Free Press. Broadband America and AT&T didn't respond to requests for comment, which is funny because AT&T and those guys, they can go out and purchase comments all day long in the tens of thousands, but when you ask them to comment about the legitimacy of the comments that they're selling to these organizations, these agencies in Washington D.C., you can't get them to comment. Okay, so anyway, Broadband America and AT&T didn't respond to requests for comment. Free Press spokesman Tim Karr said, "We are responding to their request and welcome this inquiry." Fight for the Future Executive Director Sarah Roth-Gaudett said, "We welcome this investigation and said she hopes it uncovers those responsible for the fakes." Several consulting firms hired by industry and consumer groups also have received subpoenas, according to the person familiar with the investigation and managers of some of the firms. These firms were contractors and subcontractors in the massive lobbying efforts that helped generate more than 20 million comments on the FCC decision to scale back Internet regulation. The New York investigation is one of the first official probes into lobbying firms that promise special interests they can deliver thousands, even millions of people to back their causes under consideration before the government. The sector is sometimes called astroturf lobbying for generating artificial grassroots support. I just want to chime in that this is kind of scary, you guys. Look, people are so preoccupied going and coming back and forth to work and such, and they don't have time to participate in these discussions and submit their own comments. So what happens is these consulting firms dig through databases, get your names, get your addresses and such, and they submit comments on your behalf while you're busy toiling in the cubicle at work, trying to figure out why legislation never goes in your favor, right? That's because the fake you is being used online at the FCC and other federal government agency websites to make it look like you're actually chiming in on an issue when you're not. Moving right along, one subpoena went to Century Strategies, a public relations firm used by Broadband for America. Century, whose chief executive is Ralph Reed, former head of the Christian Coalition, boasts on its website that its principles are among the nation's most effective grassroots organizations and that it uses sophisticated digital tools to support its ground game. Our work was done with the highest standards of integrity, and we stand by it, Mr. Reed said when asked for comment about the comment for New York probe. When asked for comment about the New York probe. A small firm in Mineral, Virginia called Media Bridge LLC also received a subpoena. Media Bridge managing partner Shane Corey said he was looking for relevant material to respond to the subpoena. Media Bridge used online advertising to collect the names of people who supported FCC Chairman Ajit Pai's plan to repeal the Obama rules. Mr. Corey, the former executive director of the conservative undercover investigative group Project Veritas, said his work resulted in what he believed to be legitimate comments, but that bad actors submitting fakes have created difficulties for his firm. Now, I have to preface this by saying FCC Chairman Ajit Pai is so adamant about undoing Obama-era rules, especially pertaining to net neutrality, that he's looking right into the camera, speaking right to the American public about why he needs to reverse everything that Obama was doing and instead promoting everything that Trump wants to emphasize, namely selling out to large corporations like Time Warner, Comcast, and Charter, and those guys, saying that they should be responsible for determining who gets high-speed access to the internet, and whose media can flow faster versus whose information data is going to flow slower when it comes to what websites are going to work better under the new regime versus the old one. I just have to say that he knows full well what's going on. Okay, Ajit Pai is not that stupid. I mean, he's pretty stupid, but he knows full well that these consulting firms and these contractors and subcontractors are swaying public opinion with bogus information, and that he doesn't have to be held accountable because it looks like everyone is in his favor. Everyone is commenting in the FCC's favor in terms of the current administration, when in actuality they know that, as the article mentions, millions of people have been purchased, millions of identities of people have been purchased, and it looks like it looks like everyone's for reversing net neutrality when they know full well that all of these accounts, most all of these accounts, are bogus. So you got crooks and criminals in the current administration at the highest levels, and it's really, really pathetic. He said part of the blame lies with government agencies that put no limits on how comments are posted, not requiring verification of identity or commonly used tools to hinder bots. Mr. Pai has acknowledged the problem and recently told Congress the FCC was planning to improve its comments system to ward off fakery. Well, this is just another bogus stalling tactic, okay? They've already started crafting legislation already based upon bogus information and comments, and supposedly where the public opinion is going this direction or that opinion is going in the other direction, knowing full well that all of it is contrived, all of it is made up, all of it is purchased. And now we have the names of the specific companies that are actually submitting this information to the FCC, okay? Media Bridge LLC, you name it, Broadband for America, Century Strategies, All of these people are participating in this criminal activity. Unfortunately, with no limits, it is the Wild West out there, Mr. Corey said. The corruption of the public process will happen, especially when you have billion-dollar questions at stake. So he's admitting, Corey is clearly admitting here, that no one in current administration, the FCC or whatever, wants to fix the problem, as long as they can use this as a scapegoat, saying that we don't have the tools, the manpower, or the expertise, and so what can we do? We're just going to go with the fakery and the lies and deception. That's what basically what they're saying. And we'll go ahead and craft legislation based upon what we know is not actually the public's opinion, but it's more based upon what consulting firms and contractors and subcontractors that have been purchased to submit bogus information as far as comments are concerned. Moving right along, the Attorney General also subpoenaed the Center for Individual Freedom, an Alexandria, Virginia-based group that supported Mr. Pai's repeal of the rules and drafted one of the most frequently cited comments posted on the FCC website, a complaint about the unprecedented regulatory power of the Obama administration. So again, they take the most important fundamental issues that the Obama administration was working on, and they put that on the table, and they purchased millions of fake identities to look like they're definitely not in favor of, for instance, net neutrality, and then they go and craft legislation. So, you think you think the Matrix movie was not real? Well, believe it or not, it is very real, because everyone's living in a false reality in terms of there's more fakery going on than anything else, and fake identities are pervasive online. And I'm going to associate another article with this article where there's more examples of the Veteran Administration organization being duplicated, and there's a fake VA website and such where people they got more likes and more followers than the original people, right? And they're trying to sway public opinion. They got conservative groups out there that are contrived out of Russia and Eastern European countries that basically want to create divisive issues, whereas pitting blacks against the whites or the fat ones against the skinny ones, whatever it is. Everybody out there, everybody is thinking there. You think you're reading someone's biased opinion, but you don't even realize these people, for the most part, they don't even live in the country. They just want to create controversy, and they want to create divisiveness. So moving right along, the journal investigation reached 1,994 of the people registered by the FCC as having filed that comment. 72% of them said the comment was falsely submitted. The center didn't respond to a request for comment. Now this is hilarious. The center didn't respond to a request for comment. Now they can submit, or they can buy millions of comments, fake comments, on every conceivable issue for every particular cause. Any cause you want, you can purchase that, to your heart's content. But when the authorities and the journalists and reporters get a hold of the story and start pressing them under the threat of criminal activity, then you can't find anybody to comment. That nobody wants to say anything. The room goes silent, and you can hear nothing but crickets. So for some strange reason, now you can't get a comment. But anyway, we're going to wrap up this particular session, and we just want to make sure that you understand. Again, public opinion is being formulated based upon purchased information, false information, and people are being represented online, their names, their addresses, by others who basically pretending to be you and me. And we need to revamp the whole entire system, and because we can't put any faith in it. Okay, it's broken. So anyway, we're going to wrap this session up. As we like to say at the conclusion of every podcast, keep your eyes and ears open, and stay safe out there. And we'll talk later. Bye.